Annyeonghaseyo, this is meowmurai. Let's continue our game of Paranormasight, The Mermaid's Curse, running on Nintendo Switch 2. The night. Yuzo Minakushi sees Sato Shiranami, a fellow immortal, in secret over the past month and grows closer to her. A decisive night befalls them. August 6, 1980X night. Kamishima Kantakisho ruins. The cool night sky is teeming with stars. The wind gently rushes the trees as ocean waves echo in the distance. Looking over the sea puts my mind at ease. Sato sits quietly, watching the ebb and flow of the tide. I wonder what she's thinking about. Is she carefully contemplating what comes next? I can't just put it all on her. I need to think too. We don't have much time. Honestly, we really should have made up our minds long ago. But there's still a chance. I refuse to give up until it's all over. When we were here yesterday, she told me how she felt. She said she loved me, and that if it were somehow possible, she'd be with me forever. It must have taken some real courage. I actually feel kind of bad for making her say it, because I feel exactly the same way. Even though we've known each other for less than a month, I can't deny these feelings. I felt the same way, but I didn't have her courage. Either way, only one of us has days left to live, the other 795 years. Telling her how I felt would mean nothing. Worse, it would make parting that much harder. I thought I could bury my feelings somewhere they would never emerge from. For her part, I suppose she wanted to move on without leaving anything unsaid, with no regrets, even if nothing came of it. She knew it was futile, but she still said it anyway. And yet, once I let those feelings out, feelings that should never have been revealed, there was no controlling them anymore. My desire to spend the rest of my life with her burned like a searing flame in my chest. We contemplated possible ways for us to remain together, and the answer came to us surprisingly fast, an answer that we shouldn't have even considered. But there was no time to concern ourselves with the right or wrong of it. We didn't even hesitate. Only one option was available to us, and we intended to take it. But there was hardly enough time to see it through. Hell, even if we had longer, the odds of our plan succeeding were dismally low. It was nothing more than our final vain act of rebellion. What are you thinking about? Huh? I was thinking about how we first met. A month ago? Yeah. Back then, you said you wouldn't bother me. But you peeked over at me like 6 times, didn't you? I thought I was being sneaky, and you even counted the number of times? But if you were counting, I guess you must have been watching me too, right? I didn't realize I was giving myself away. But you're right, I was looking at you. So that's why you crept up behind me to scare me, huh? I wasn't trying to scare you. I just wanted to see your surprised face. So, you were trying to scare me. Well, you honestly got me good. You definitely got me back in the day. You definitely got me back the next day. I love that memory. With a memory like that, there's nothing else I need. I have no regrets. Come on, you can't be all fulfilled and complete already. We're only just getting started. Right, only getting started. My heart won't stop racing. I've never felt this way before. At first, I thought it was simply because we were both immortal, that our closeness was a feeling of kinship. But it's more than that. I've never gotten along with someone so well, especially someone who's lived such a different life from my own. It feels like I've found a missing piece of myself. My heart is whole when I'm with her. Our very souls are in harmony. Well, that might be pushing it a bit. Even Gran saw how compatible we are, and urged me to get married already. That was too embarrassing for me to tell Sato about, though. There's no way I can lose her. I can't even conceive of life without her. Even with 800 years of life ahead of me, I've never met anyone remotely as amazing as her. If there was some way to use my immortality to stay with her, I'd do it in an instant. Whatever form I would have to take, I wouldn't complain. I'd sell my soul to the devil if it would get me what I desired. We've made up our minds. We'll see our final wish through, no matter what. Oh, okay. That's actually a little surprising that happened. Sato Shiranami meets Yuza Minakushi, a fellow immortal in secret over the past month, and grows closer to him. A decisive night calls them. August 6, 1980X, night. Kantakishu Ruins, rooftop. The summer breeze feels perfect, and the clear sky is sparkling with stars. Nothing relaxes me more than the whisper of the tide and the breeze in its trees. Yuza is silently gazing out at the dark sea. I wonder what he's thinking about. I suppose he's seriously considering what lies ahead of us. I really need to do the same. I'm so happy. I only have 2 days left. Finding hope at a time like this feels like a miracle. I'd all but given up. I never thought I'd get a second chance. When we were here yesterday, I told Yuza how I felt. I told him I loved him, and that if it were somehow possible, I'd stay by his side forever. I had planned on taking those feelings to the grave, but then it hit me. There wouldn't even be a grave for me. Maybe that's why I blurted it out. I was prepared for it to go badly, but he accepted my feelings. Still, I only have 2 days left. I can't be any easier on him than it is me. After all, sharing our feelings changes nothing. It'll only make it harder to say goodbye. But Yuza confessed that he had been suppressing his feelings for the same reason. Hearing that made me wish I hadn't said it first. I can't help feeling like I lost somehow. But looking back, that moment was the only time I could have said it, so I'm glad I did. However, now that it's all out in the open, I thought we'd feel a sense of peace, but we don't. Far from it. We're not like a pair of tragic lovers in a story. We're bound to die beautifully together or anything like that. I mean, if we could die together, there'd be nothing to agonize over in the first place. So we started thinking of ways we could be together. The answer that came to us surprisingly fast, but it was an answer that could be described as taboo. Yuza asked me if I was sure I wanted to go through with it, but honestly, I don't need to think twice. If that's what it takes, then so be it. All I want is to be with him. But we're running out of time. Although, even if we had more time, the odds of our plan succeeding are almost zero anyway. Part of me wishes we'd made this plan much earlier. But maybe I needed this time for my feelings to reach their peak. Maybe this is just how it had to be. Better to think we made it just in time. I'll keep fighting this fate until the very end. What are you thinking about? Huh? Oh, just our height difference. Huh? Oh, my height's been bugging you? Well, you know, we're going to be like this forever. Don't worry, even with 15 centimeters between us, you look great, Yuza. Thanks, but that doesn't really make me feel better. Hey, it's not your fault you were only in middle school when you became immortal. Nothing you can do now. You'll just have to live with it. Man, if it had happened just 1 or 2 years later, I'd be at least 5 centimeters taller. Wait, even then I'd still be 10 centimeters shorter than you. Wow, that's crazy. Sorry for being crazy tall. It's fine. I don't care if there are 15 centimeters between us. You're still my adorable Sato. Thanks, but that doesn't make me feel better. Still, you must have stood out a lot back in your time, huh? Yeah, I was taller than most adult men back then. From what I can remember, I think everyone found me a bit creepy. Sorry to hear that. It's not like you could help it. Well, they treated me like some kind of monster because of it. Most people straight up avoided me. That's awful. On the other hand, I do remember at least one person back then who kept trying to woo me. Who's that? Sounds like someone's jealous. Hey, I ain't the kind of guy who obsesses over his girlfriend's past. What's done is done. Haha, nice line. I bet you've been wanting to say that one for ages. Still, I mean, you've been alive for so long, there's way too much history to worry about. Fair point. Honestly, I barely remember him myself. Although I don't think I liked him all that much. He was just somebody important I couldn't say no to, or something like that. Huh? Really? That's good to hear. At least as far as I can remember. Anyway, I thought you didn't care. Well, I guess you having so much more experience under your belt makes me feel a bit out of your league. I see. Well, I'm the one who confessed to you, so I guess we can call it even for now. Right, that works for me. Not sure what's even exactly, but I'll take it. Part of me wishes we made this plan much earlier. Oh, okay. I would have assumed he'd be thinking about tomorrow's plan. I never imagined he might be thinking about what comes after that. He's so sure we're going to succeed. Knowing that makes me feel so much more confident. His easygoing attitude is actually reassuring right now. I'm so glad he's here with me. My heart won't stop racing. I've never felt this way before. I didn't think I could feel something new after living for 800 years. The fact that he's an 800-year immortal too probably has something to do with it. With him, I feel safe. There's nothing I'd be afraid to tell him. But that's not all there is to it. There are some people you could know for decades and still not fall in love with them. And then there are those you know you can't live without, barely a second after you've met them. Even a bond that's lasted centuries can fall apart in a single day. Love isn't measured by time. Maybe it's too much to say we're soulmates, but that's how it feels to me. Even Tsuyu's been saying that we should get married because we're clearly made for each other. Not that I told Yuza that. It'd be way too embarrassing. I don't want to say goodbye to Yuza. It feels like I've waited 800 years for him, and now... a lot of things might be destroyed tomorrow. Everything the islanders have been protecting, heck, even some relationships might crumble. But still, we're going to do it. We've made up our minds. We'll see our final wish through, no matter what. My apologies for the interruption. I simply wish to confirm your understanding of a certain point. Yuza Minakuchi and Sato Shiranami attempted in vain to hide their feelings for one another, and now they are hatching a plan. Considering how much you remembered already, I'm certain you recall this fact as well. So, let me ask you, what can be done to intertwine two lives that were never meant to stay together? Oh, well, what does this mean? 1, 2, and 3? I guess I say Sato. Must once again be made immortal. Sato Shiranami must once again be made immortal, you say? That is correct, and you chose the right answer on your very first attempt. Well done indeed! Indeed, as there is no way to undo the curse of an 800-year immortal. The only way for them to remain together would be to somehow obtain the flesh of a mermaid. They believe they have no choice but to make Sato Shiranami live for another 800 years. Well, we'll still be 5 years apart at the end. That's kind of a bummer. As such, the plan they hatched was to obtain a second helping of immortality. A truly radical concept. Such a method goes against the very laws of nature, but it is not my place to judge. Please enjoy the continuation of their story. I told Azami about our plan to find a mermaid, and he agreed to help. We'll go diving tomorrow morning and hopefully find a clue. I'm sorry I can't be any more help. I just can't remember anything else. But I'm sure there was a mermaid on Ise-Shima. Don't worry about it. At least now we know where to start the search. It really seems like my mom had some connection with mermaids though, huh? Definitely. Tsuyu showed me that scale, and it really looks like it came from a mermaid. How strange it would be if it turned out your mom was actually a mermaid all along. Yeah, but even I think that's a bit of a leap. If I start diving in the Southern Sea, people are bound to start talking about my mom again. which will give us the chance to hear more details that we might not be aware of. That's the hope, anyway. I've tried to keep my head down as much as I could until now, but I can't stand idly by anymore. Lately, there's been talk around the island of ominous signs. Maybe that'll work in our favor. You mean people talking about the storm coming? Yeah, that could just be the push we need. Also, about the person you said you met today. Yumiko Shiki from the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, was it? She definitely seemed like she knows something. Yeah, there's something suspicious about her. I think she didn't pay much attention to me because she knows I don't have much longer to live. But she apparently has the power to detect immortals, and when she finds them, she locks them up somewhere. They've been watching me too, so they might have already have their suspicions. I'll be careful. Oh, hey Naf. It's pretty wild to think that we're being hunted by government authorities, though. I guess people like us really can't be allowed to exist. I don't think they'd be too happy about us searching for mermaid flesh either. It'd be great if we could somehow get some information about them. That might be difficult. We don't even know if they'll be coming back to Ise-Shima tomorrow. True, I guess we could always go to the mainland. Oh, you got some extra money today? Nice. Yuza? Yeah. Do we really have to be so secretive about it? Couldn't we just tell Tsukasa and Azami everything and ask them to help us? It's not that I don't trust them, because I do. It's just that the more people there are that know a secret, the more likely it is to come out. If people find out there's a way to become immortal, it would cause a total uproar. You're gonna buy another Switch 2? Oh, technically, I guess the other one's your daughter's. Even the police would be after us then. Heck, every person who wants to live forever would be looking for us. We can't force Azami and Tsukasa to get caught up in all that. You're right. If anyone's going to get locked up, it should just be us. Exactly. That's why we should keep our mermaid search as quiet as possible. Besides, if we told anyone else, it'd be harder to keep the fact that you're an immortal girl hidden. But won't it all come out when the police come around asking questions? I guess I can just play dumb and pretend I don't know anything until they come up with some solid evidence. We probably shouldn't let people know about us either. It'd just make it harder for us to continue to search. Yeah, I guess you're right. Let's try and stay apart as much as possible from tomorrow, just to be safe. As of now, I doubt anyone knows about our relationship. Yeah, I'm sure no one's caught on yet. Let's avoid all unnecessary contact while we each continue searching for mermaid flesh on our own. Oh, okay, so you're going to spend half and save half later for PS6? Yeah, who knows how much the PS6 will cost. Certainly more than 500. I think that's pretty certain. We can set specific times to meet up and share our information, but we'll have to make sure no one sees us together. Right, I'll avoid interacting with you in public. But if we need to contact each other in an emergency, we can leave some kind of signal at a place we often walk by. Oh, I know. I'll leave this Kamishimi Maru keychain in front of the town clock. If you see it there, do you think you could come to the roof of the Kantakisho? Oh, that's the one I gave you? That's the one I gave you. Okay, Kamishimi Maru can be our go-between. Well, I guess that gives us 2 days to find what we need. P6 in 2027? Do you think it's next year? Seems awful soon, next year. But who knows? I know it'll take a miracle, but we can't give up. Right. I wonder if I can do this now. Okay, not yet apparently. Alright, let's do this one. Conclusion. Yuza comes up with a plan to prevent Kipe Ikuma's curse and entrusts it to Soto Kiryu. Now for the moment of truth. August 7th, 1980X, night, Kantakisho Ruins. You like the Pokemon Winds and Waves trailer? Yeah, I still haven't seen it, but it's kind of one of those things. Like, there are some games which I know I'm going to buy, and so I don't really pay attention to the trailers. That's kind of one of those which I am going to buy it, so it, like, I don't really look for stuff about it. Not that I care about spoilers, but you know. Like Resident Evil Requiem. I was like, well, I'm going to buy that, so I just kind of stopped paying attention to it until it came out. 2 or 3 people died from that curse just now. I hope you're happy with yourself. No. Tell you what, if you snivel and weep and beg my forgiveness, I'll let you off. Huh? Oh? Something's off. Could this mean they found a way to stop the curse? Ah. You gonna choose the water type? Yeah! What the fuck? Paper butterflies? Whoa, I still can't believe what I'm seeing. Those cards actually turned into butterflies and started flapping around. Turning a bunch of business cards into a swarm of shikigami. Only you could think of something out there, Yuza. I figured if you could turn a piece of paper with someone's name written onto it into a shikigami, business cards would work just as well. And since Mr. Kiryu was able to extend the effect to cover the entire island, I wasn't sure if it'd work, but it's still a relief to see I was right. It's a great idea. All we have to do is track down those cards and leave the rest up to Mr. Kiryu and his powers. Stop right there. Now that your curse is useless, I have no reason to hold back anymore. Taida no Tomoshige, I hereby place you under arrest. Ah! It fucking hurts! Screw you! Oh, Sato! How dare you toy with me, you fucking bitch! Sorry, thanks for the offer and all, but I'd rather you die alone. Curse you! How could you do this to me, Osato? Why? Come along quietly. I'm warning you. It'll be worse for you if you don't. Ah, fuck! Damn it! Osato, you... And so, Kipe Ikuma was arrested, and the last of the calamities threatening Kamishima was averted. He's not dead yet? Are you talking about this game, or are you talking about Resident Evil? Both Mr. Kiryu and Mrs. Shiki thanked us again and again. He seemed truly grateful for everything we had done, including putting an end to the curse of the raging waves. Azami seemed pretty pleased with himself, even though he brushed it off as only natural for us islanders to defend our home. Apparently, the Coastal Guard is on its way to assist with the investigation into Mr. Wakamura's death. Mr. Shiki and Mr. Kiryu are planning to use the Coast Guard's boat to escort Ikuma to the mainland. This game? Oh yeah. Speaking of Ikuma, it seems he's accepted his fate and confessed to everything. Yeah, I think in this time he would have like 1, maybe 2 days left where he was alive. That's why he was being so desperate. And while he didn't actually name any names, Kikuko, who was under house arrest after plotting to use her curse to commit murder, is going to be escorted off the island with him. Before Mrs. Shiki and her assistant departed, they summoned me for a private word. August 7th, 1980X, night, Kamishima Town Clock. Huh? You want me to join the Paranormal Affairs Bureau? It was Soto's suggestion, actually. He's quite impressed with everything you achieved. And I'm all for it. It would make it easier for you to keep your immortality a secret. Maybe even put it to good use. Do I like Fortnite? No. Zero interest in Fortnite. That's why you never see me play it, or even talk about it. Unless I'm making fun of it. Wait, are you saying you'll send me into dangerous situations just because I can't die? You know, I actually hadn't thought of that, but it's not a bad idea. Apex Legends? Haven't played it, but have no interest. I think the only type of game like that I play is the First Descendant. That's pretty much it. Maybe some Rainbow Six every once in a while. I think not, ma'am. That would make it impossible to keep his identity a secret. I know. I was just kidding. A shame, though. I heard that. Even so, Yuza, this would require rigorous training to help you harness and control your psychic abilities. Pokemon Diamond? I don't think so. I think that's one of the ones I did not play. The offer only stands if you are prepared to put yourself through that, and it won't be easy. Still, seeing you'd be under our surveillance, you'd be able to go about your life with a little more freedom. Seems to me that's not a bad deal for someone in your position, all things considered. So, what do you say? What happens if I refuse? Will you arrest me? Well, we do have you to thank for wrapping up our investigation here. Minnie from Pokemon? No. I couldn't even tell you who the characters in Pokemon are. I couldn't even tell you what most Pokemon names are. What you call a casual fan of Pokemon. So, if you prefer a quiet life on Kamishima, we'll turn a blind eye and leave you be. But just so we're clear, at the first sign of you being on the move, we'll be on our way over here to take you away. Okay, I understand. In that case, I'm going to need some time to think this over. Would that be alright? Really? I thought it'd be an easy decision. But I suppose there's plenty of time. Just contact me when you've made up your mind. Oh, before I forget, there's something else I've been meaning to ask you. Yes? The funny thing is, I wasn't planning on coming to Kamishima at all today. Then, out of nowhere, I changed my mind. That wasn't your doing, was it? Huh? What do you mean? Yeah, see, Pokemon is not a childhood memory for me. Like, when Pokemon came out, I was older. So, like, Pokemon was not my... Like, I'm not the target audience for Pokemon. I'm too old for it. I was too old to start it. You know what I mean? So, like, I like Pokemon, but it's not like my core gaming memory. See, I kept getting the feeling I was being watched, or even manipulated. Especially this morning, when I changed plans and set out for Kamishima. It didn't feel like my decision somehow. It was almost as if someone was guiding us here. Oh, actually I felt something similar to that as well. I thought it was the Tomokazuki doing it, since it only started happening after that encounter. What? Why would you think it was me? I don't know. Something about it reminded me of you, like it was close to you or something. Close to me? Anyway, it seems I was wrong. Though I'm not sure what else it could be, unless I'm possessed by a spirit or something. Yeah, so like black and white Game Boy, I never owned that system. In fact, I still don't have that system. Like, I still have my Game Boy Advance, but never OG black and white Game Boy. I did own like an Atari Lynx, but that was the only portable I had for a long time, until the Game Boy Advance. Like Batman Arkham Knight, let's see, what was it? It was Arkham City. Oh, sorry, it was Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight. So no, I don't like Arkham Knight. That was the third one? I don't like the third one. I like the first and second game. That is out of the question. If either of you were possessed, I would be the first to know. Given that I can't even perceive the origins of the sensation, it must be something truly extraordinary. The thing is, I also get the feeling that we have this mysterious watcher to thank for everything turning out the way it did. Right? That's how it seemed to me, too. Well, whatever it was, I can't sense it anymore, so I suppose there's no use worrying over it now that the situation's been resolved. True. And that's where we left it. But then... Arkham Knight? No. I think Arkham Knight is the worst of the 3 games. Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, I think are both superior games than Arkham Knight. In my opinion. I mean, it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it. So, I don't make it, and that's not like some definitive, ranking or anything. I just didn't like it as much as the other 2 games. I didn't like the Batmobile sections. I didn't like the Joker missions. The rest of it was more of the same. We bumped into Shotaro, who seemed to be on the verge of a mental breakdown after hearing about his father's death. He had already heard about the arrest of the culprit, the man named Ikoma. However, it quickly became apparent that it wasn't grief that was weighing on him so heavily. Shotaro, I don't even know what to say. I'm so sorry. Please let us know if there's anything we can do to help you through this, okay? Help me through this? What, do you think I'm sad or something? Spare me your inane comments. I didn't mean to upset you. Yeah, I mean, Devil May Cry 2 is not good. I did try to play it. I do think most people say Arkham Knight is the worst, though. So, I am not the only one that thinks Arkham Knight is not as good as the other games. But, that being said, if you did like Arkham Knight, there's nothing wrong with liking it. I didn't mean to upset you. Did you play Arkham Knight first, or did you play all 3 games in order? Shotaro, could you calm down? It's not like you to shout like that. Arkham Origins is the worst? No, I still think Arkham Knight is worse than Arkham Origins. The only thing Arkham Origins is guilty of is being the same as Arkham City. and the controls being a little off. And it was the shortest of all those games. The one that was on the 3DS is probably the worst. That one was definitely bad. Ha! As if you plebeians could understand my troubles. Ah, but since you're here, Sato, pack your belongings and get out. I won't have you in the house any longer. Wait, what? You're immortal, aren't you? You're not even human. It's disgusting. I think Bayonetta 1 is better than 2. I can't see that. I can't see why people like Bayonetta 1 more than 2. I think they're pretty close together. I think I like them both pretty equal. But Bayonetta 3 is the weakest of all the Bayonettas. And even then, it's still a pretty good game. As for what we discussed this afternoon, you can just forget about it. Now that the old man's gone, I have no obligation to care for you. You're a plague upon this island, and I hope I never see your face again. Then I guess there's nothing left to say. You don't like short hair, Bayonetta? Is it just the short hair that bothers you? I mean, I get it. Long hair Bayonetta is kind of iconic. Yeah. What gives, Shotaro? Why are you being so horrible all of a sudden? Yeah, Shotaro, you're being a real jerk. Did you have to go that far? Oh, shut it. I can't afford to be nice anymore. Not that I expect you to understand that. You have no idea what it means to inherit my old man's legacy. Pretty sure it means you're lucky. He was loaded, wasn't he? Ha! Shows what you know. Let me tell you something about my old man. He was good at what he did, but reckless. He racked up heavy debts, walking a fine line between huge payouts and total ruin. All his successes were a combination of killer luck and sheer cunning, making his shoes almost impossible to fill. Not only that, but he had his fingers in a lot of shady pies, from loan sharking to land speculating. That kept him just on this side of the law. Gameplay playing Bayonetta for the story is not good. Yeah, I mean, it's a very confusing story. But yeah, the gameplay is good. Better than Devil May Cry, in my opinion. Like, I'd rather play another Bayonetta than another Devil May Cry. Oh, really? Taking over for him means shouldering all of those risks myself. And if I can't cut it, it's a one-way street to bankruptcy. That's what the old man saddled me with. It's all up to me now, and there's no way out. Shotoru. Isn't turning the inheritance down an option? Are you out of your mind? If I did that, I'd have nothing left. And after the upbringing I've had, I couldn't handle being poor. Damn it all, what am I to do? Not better than OG Devil May Cry? Oh, I don't like Devil May Cry 1 more than Devil May Cry 3. 3 to me is the peak Devil May Cry. Not that there's anything wrong with 4 and 5. I think they're just fine, but I think 3 is my favorite. And even Devil May Cry 3, I would still rather play Bayonetta 1. Or 2. But that's sort of like, you know, picking your favorite pie, right? Picking your favorite pizza. They're all good. Hey, Shotaru? If it helps, I sorta get how you feel. Ha! You? What could an impoverished nobody like you possibly understand? Well, you see, I'm kinda in the same boat. What are you saying? Oh, you're talking about that thing you found out about today, huh? Yeah, I guess Shotoru's the only one I haven't told yet, so turns out... Tsukasa repeated her story, which we had heard earlier that day. When the Coast Guard arrived to investigate Mr. Wakamura's death, a detective from the prefectural police accompanied them and requested a meeting with Tsukasa. The officer announced that the tycoon Yoshiatsu Yamashina, alias Ukakudono, had passed away, and that his will had just been unsealed. It stated as follows: I, Yoshiatsu Yamashina, hereby bequeath all my assets to Tsukasa Awao of Kamishima. Yeah, I mean, I think everything except for 2 is good. You know, that's the thing about Devil May Cry. It's a very consistent series. But I do edge out 3 more than 5. But, you know, it's not like I don't like 5. So, like I said, it's hard to separate all of those games. And, you know, I'll play 6 when it comes out. But, you know, if Bayonetta 4 and Devil May Cry 6 came out on the same day, I'd play Bayonetta 4 first. That's all I'm saying. But I would play them both. Like, I wouldn't play one over the other. An official notice would be sent an official notice would be sent to her at a later date, but the officer had thought it best to give Tsukasa a chance to prepare herself ahead of time. As soon as she heard the news, Tsukasa's mother let out a whoop and raised her arms in a victory pose. She made quite a spectacle, jumping for joy and shouting things like, "Take that," and "Jackpot," and "I knew he'd pay off sooner or later." Oh, okay, well, that's not the right attitude. Shocked and confused at this previously unseen side of her mother, Tsukasa had bolted from the house without a backwards glance. What? You mean to tell me you're going to inherit Yamashina's estate? All of it? It's a mystery to me as well. He was, like, really famous, right? I can't wrap my head around it. What he was thinking, leaving all that to me. It's too much. His total assets add up to something like 5 billion yen. At least that's what I was told. I can't even imagine it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Bayonetta series is going to be around anymore. I mean, that creator left Platinum, and then he made, and he's making Okami 2, so Bayonetta is probably the furthest thing from his mind. You don't say. No one's given me a chance to turn it down, but I don't know how to handle this. Still, he did try to kidnap Sato, and who knows what other shady stuff he was up to. Can't help feeling I should take responsibility. Tsukasa, are you seriously gonna accept it? I guess so. I feel so lost, but I mean, if Shotaru's in the same boat. Well, it's a big deal. You'll become a millionaire overnight. You'll be like a celebrity. You won't have time for us little people anymore, huh? Huh? I don't want that. If I can't hang out with you guys, I'm turning it down. No, Tsukasa. The inheritance is yours, and it should be. There's nothing to fear. I'll help you. You mean it? I'd be super grateful, but... Of course. I've always known you were a clever girl. You'll have no trouble handling Yamashina's estate. Oh boy, this guy turned tail real fast. In fact, why don't we be partners? You can be my girl, my fiancé. Huh? Oh boy. What the hell, man? You can't just pop the question out of nowhere like that. Ukakodono was one of my old man's backers. I'm sure it would be easier to manage our estates if we combined our wealth. Oh, but I... Come on. Come now. There's no need to be coy. I know you're fond of me, Tsukasa. Huh? How did you know? What? No, you wound me. How could I miss the heat of your gaze? I'm not so unfeeling as you suppose. Besides, the feeling's mutual. Well, you've grown into an attractive young woman. Don't think I haven't noticed. You have? I mean, Oh, this is all too much. Tsukasa! This is our chance, don't you think? We've known each other for so long. There can be no doubt we're a match made in heaven. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. What should I do? I don't know anymore. My mind's gone blank. This is just too much. I need time to think. Wah! Yeah, I like Viola. I think people were giving her a hard time. You know, in that whole, in Bayonetta 3. But, yeah, I don't know. People are super weird. But I liked her. Liked playing as her. She was fun. Tsukasa, wait up. Even your blush is adorable. I'll be waiting. Don't disappoint me now. That's enough, Shotaro. You're taking this way too far. Oh? Do you have an idea how much Tsukasa cares for you? Her feelings for you are real. I understand her feelings perfectly. Better yet, I reciprocate them. Don't tell me you have an objection. Viola's too masculine as a tomboy? Oh, I guess I don't have a problem with women who are tomboyish. You bet I do. You're just using her. Anyone can see that. The timing's way too convenient. If you go through with this, you'll end up hurting her, you heartless jerk. Not only are your manners lacking, but your wits as well. You're mistaken. My feelings for her are genuine. You liar. You look like you were drowning until you found out about her inheritance. There's no way someone as selfish as you could make Tsukasa happy. I suggest you drop this. Frankly, it does not concern you. Azami. Ugh. I mean, I do prefer long hair, but having had long hair myself for many years, I know it's a pain in the butt. So, if a girl chooses to have short hair, you know, I totally get it. Must I spell it out for you? This is between Tsukasa and myself. Keep your nose out of it. God damn it! Well, now that we understand each other, I'll take my leave. And off he went. But there was more to come. Oh, you consider Bayonetta to be a bit of a tomboy? I mean, she's just very bold. I mean, she's a dom, not a sub. I mean, I don't consider either of those necessarily male or female traits. But I've met a lot of people in my life. So my experience is probably much different than yours. August 7th, 1980X, night, Kamishima Jetty. Out of nowhere, Avi and Circe, with whom I'd barely spoken to in this future, came up to talk to us. Hey, aren't you the kids who dealt with that curse that was hanging over the island? When I learned of your heroic deeds from Yumiko, I simply had to make your acquaintance. Oh, nice to meet you. I've actually heard about you as well. Oh, you hear that, Circe? Our reputations precede us. I wouldn't go that far. We just stand out too much. Oh, no. I've only heard good things, I promise. You're Arnov, right? A Japanese author who's come to Japan looking for adventure? What's that? Did I hear you say the bachelor fantasy author whose novels don't sell and who had to empty his savings just to visit Japan? Have I met dominating women? Sure, I've met them. I mean, I don't date that kind of woman, but I've certainly met them. Yeah, and I don't mind them. I mean, generally a dom woman is not going to chase after me. But, you know, I'll meet them in social circles. I've done a lot of dating in my life. A lot of dating across a wide spectrum of people. Humbug, I say. Stick a sock in it and mind your own beeswax. No, that's just creepy. How do you know my catchphrase? I assure you, that was the first time I've uttered those words on Japanese soil. They say red flags for long-term relationships. Well, if you're a sub, it's probably not that big of a deal. I think the only real red flag is if someone doesn't legitimately care about you. Right? If someone's a dom and someone's a sub, that doesn't mean that the dom doesn't care about the sub, or the sub doesn't care about the dom. You know what I mean? If there's... I mean, you really have to worry about whether there's an actual connection between a person. Like, some people can be... like, you can have two doms or two subs or a mix of either. And one person can just be... a sociopath, right? Someone who doesn't really understand connections and doesn't care for other people outside of themselves. I mean, that's really the red flag, but... Never imagine yourself as a submissive person? Yeah, I don't think that's... I think that's not learned behavior. I think you kind of come out as a dom or a sub. And variations in between. I don't think you, like, grow to be one or the other. But I guess that's my opinion. Maybe that does actually happen. Whoops, I mean, I guess it just came to me? Here you have a mysterious secret up your sleeve, Yuza. Who, me? No, But setting that aside for the moment, there's something I'd like to ask you. This afternoon, I was struck by the sudden desire to visit this jetty. Might you have something to do with that? Huh? You too? You mean I'm not the first? Yeah, someone else asked me that as well, but I swear I haven't done anything. I see. Another question. I hear the request to put Cersei's Shikigami ability to use came from you. Mind telling me how you knew about that? Well, I guess you could say the Tomokazuki is responsible for both of those things. The Tomokazuki? I see. So you encountered a Tomokazuki bearing the memories of a different future. And you believe that this same being, or creature, or what have you, has secretly been guiding all of us ever since. Huh? I've never heard anything like that before. Will I continue streaming when I move to Korea? Yes. Although there will obviously be a gap in my streaming, because it'll take a while to set myself up over there. But yeah. You'll probably hear me speak more Korean in my streams. But I won't stop English streams, but yeah, I'll probably mix in a lot more Korean when I'm over there. That would explain how you knew about the Cersei's Shikigami. If your theory is correct, I suppose we should all be grateful to this Tomokazuki for bringing about such a peaceful conclusion, but... On the other hand, I nearly died because of this. Really? Yeah, like, I'll probably choose, like, Korean subtitles, and I'll probably, like, voice act out in Korean, then I might comment in English. I don't know, I just kind of have to wing it and see what feels right. And I'll probably be, obviously I'm going to be streaming at different times, and I'll probably be more prominent on SOAP than I am on YouTube, just because that's where the audience is. Not that I'm not on SOAP right now, but, you know, I'm a SOAP English speaker, and maybe I'll be a SOAP, you know, mainly Korean speaker over there. But I don't know, you know. So what? Last I checked, you're still kicking. Yes, well, one can't help feeling a little used, as it were. Well, I suppose I ought to be thankful for my life, nonetheless. Have I ever tried to go to North Korea? Why would I want to go to North Korea? Kind of a strange one. Why would I choose North Korea over South Korea? Besides, it would take a lot more than this to upset me. I've made it through all manner of do-or-die moments and deadly situations before now. Wow, you must be pretty tough. I'll never get my hands on that treasure now. Still, I suppose I did get quite an adventure in exchange, so fair is fair. Yeah, I don't think there are like a ton of people that consider North Korea a travel destination. I don't think North Korea considers itself a travel destination. Unless you're a rich businessman. You might choose to go to Pyongyang, but yeah, I don't think it's like on the top of anybody's list right now. Well then, good luck to you, user. Oh, thanks. All this curse business has tuckered us out, so we'll be spending the night here on Kamishima and setting sail for home on the morrow. I'm glad I have a chance to speak with you before we left. You've my gratitude. Take care now. And off they went. After that, August 7th, 1980X, night, Kamishima Bay. Like, I also have no plans on traveling to Russia, either. Later, Tsukasa called us together, saying she needed to talk to us tonight. We decided to meet up here. I'll probably visit China. Play the OG Pokemon Fire Red. I don't think I played that until way later. Yeah, like I said, I really started games on the Game Boy Advance. So, you know, OG Pokemon. I did play them, but I didn't play them when they were hot. The police investigation was in full swing in the town center and around the Wakamura residence, but out in the bay, everything was quiet. You okay now, Tsukasa? Kinda. Some lawyer wants me to go meet him the day after tomorrow. But I'm not even sure what I want to do yet, and honestly, I'm still in shock over what happened earlier. Tsukasa, don't rush this, okay? You shouldn't make a big decision like this till you feel ready. This is about your future, no one else's. You gotta think it over carefully and do what's best for you. Azami. You're right. Thanks for worrying about me. But I didn't call you guys out here to talk about that. Sato, there's something I've got to know. Oh, okay. What is it? See, I overheard a bit of what went down with Ikuma when I was up on the roof earlier. You've been alive for 800 years, right? It sounded like your lifespan must be coming to an end pretty soon. Was that for real? Sorry. I didn't know how to tell you. So it's true. Yeah, I don't remember anything from that far back, but I've always known how long I had left. Yeah, I mean, if you like something like Gothic, then... I mean, this is kind of in that same genre. Yeah. Seriously, then how long? I mean, you haven't seen, like, the whole playthrough yet either, right? So some of this may not make sense out of context. I think tomorrow might be my last day. Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow night. This body of mine will fade away like a spray of sea foam. Why didn't you say something? There's so little time left. Isn't there anything we can do to delay it? Come on, please tell me there's some way to change this. I wish I could say otherwise, but there's nothing we can do. She's married? No, she's not married. I mean, we just defeated her old boyfriend, I guess? But never married. No, I don't want to say goodbye. Please don't leave us, Sato. Wah! Sato, Tsukasa. Please, there's no need for tears, Tsukasa. The truth is, I'm content with this. You are? I am. 400 years ago, I became a sacrifice to protect everyone from the curse. And now, not only is the curse of the raging waves broken, but so many other problems have been resolved as well. Like with the mermaids and Tomoshige. After all this time, everything is finally settled. Kamishima is finally safe. It's a happy ending. Thanks to you guys, I've fulfilled the purpose of this long life I was cursed with. It actually meant something, and for that, I can't thank you enough. Stop it, Sato. That's not true. Huh? All of that's just stuff you got mixed up in. You never asked for any of it. So don't say you fulfilled your purpose. This isn't a happy ending at all. You shouldn't have to go through any of those things. None of it was your responsibility. Sato, from the moment you were made an 800-year immortal, you've just been used. She's right, Sato. You deserve a way better life than that. If all you've done is get dragged into Tomoshige's schemes time and time again, that's just too sad. Look. Be honest with yourself. Are you really content? What about your happiness, Sato? You would sleep in your last day? Well, I guess that'd be a choice, yeah. I don't know if I would do the same thing. My happiness? After being forced to live for centuries, this can't be how you wanted things to end. You haven't had a chance to do anything for yourself. If you don't get to live happily, at least for a little while, after all you've been through, it'd be so unfair. I can't stand it. Thanks, Tsukasa. You're the best friend I could ask for. But when I said I was content, I meant it. I really am. I was never supposed to live in this modern age. When I gave my life to end the curse, I thought that would be it. But it wasn't. I got to experience a time unlike anything I'd ever known and meet so many people. Every day has been a whirlwind of activity. Above all, I've made some really good friends who care for me so much they'll even cry for me. Why is she so sad? I mean, they're best friends. I think it's reasonable to be sad if your best friend is going to die. It's not always about girlfriends and boyfriends. You can be sad for people that are just friends. Or even people you don't know. Just having a little empathy is okay. I think it's a good trait. I've had so much fun these past few months, I can't even begin to describe it. It's a miracle. I've been happier than I ever thought possible. So, I have no regrets. Seriously. Sato. I'm so sorry. I feel so powerless. I just wish I could do something for you. Me too. I'm sorry, Sato. If I'd only known, I've been so wrapped up in my own problems. Ah. You know, I've always been the one left behind. I've never had anyone grieve for me. Turns out it's a pretty nice feeling. Being the center of attention suits me just fine. Don't hold back now. Geez, Sato. Only you could say something like that at a time like this. Sato, Yes? I'm so sorry. Seriously, I feel so bad. I wish I could have. I just... Oh, okay. You would sell your friend out? Well, maybe you have a little bit of a sociopath in you then. Ah, Yuza. Oh, I didn't know you were such a crybaby, Yuza. Come on, can't you be your usual goofy self? I could really use a laugh. You guys feel that bad, huh? And I guess you'll just have to make it up to me. For starters, you better keep our promise to hang out tomorrow. And I expect you to enjoy every last second to the fullest. Do that, and I guess I'll forgive you. Sato. You're leaving the island tomorrow anyway, right, Tsukasa? Yeah, probably. Then no more tears. If we can have just one more day of fun, spend one more day together like we always have, nothing would make me happier. Sounds to me like you're letting us off easy. So you think, but I'm counting on you to help me overwrite all those bad memories with a bunch of happy ones. It'll be a busy day. Sato. Yuza is immortal as well, but he is a new immortal, so he still has another 795 years left to live. Right, then that's what we'll do. Yeah, you can count on us. Dozens of happy memories coming right up. Hey, Yuza, quit moping already. This was your cue. That was your cue. If ever there was a time for one of your oddball jokes, it's right now. I know. That night, we stayed out in the bay, talking and swapping stories until the sun came up. But there was a rule. We had to answer any questions Sato asked us honestly, without hiding anything. Which meant that gasps and chuckles inevitably followed each new reveal. We chatted for hours, without once running out of things to share. We talked about the past, the future, our dreams, everything in our hearts. And through it all, Sato couldn't stop smiling. As for me, I was determined to etch every detail of Sato Shiranami into my memory, every word and gesture, every expression on her face. Oh, okay. Like I said, this is you missed like a big chunk of what happened in the story. You're catching the very end, so this is probably why you don't understand what happened. But yeah, for 400 of those years, she was trapped underneath the sea. So, the first 400 years, she was like a servant to a powerful general. And then she became a sacrifice for 400 years. So, yeah, that's why she doesn't have a ton of money. Yeah, sorry, it's a lot to go over. And then, the night after our meeting, Sato took a boat and went out into the bay alone, saying that she didn't want any of us to see her disappear. That was the last we saw of her, before she abandoned her transient form to the gentle waves and left the world behind for good. However, before she departed, she told us her final wish. Yeah, it's a tragic ending, right? Because, you know, she really didn't have a lot of opportunity. I mean, remember, she was born 800 years ago. I mean, the world was a much different place 800 years ago. Certainly for somebody that's just a servant woman. And I vowed to carry it in my heart throughout the centuries that lay ahead of as my own personal curse, impossible to dispel. It was a simple wish, in Sato's own words. Remember me until your last breath. Sato Shiranami's ending. Ending number 5. But again, this is not the true ending, because there is a way to save Sato. But you have to go through like a certain number of endings first in order to get that ending. It's a typical visual novel. You've done well to make it this far. I applaud your efforts. Here ends the tale that has been painstakingly woven over the past 800 years on Kamishima of Ise Bay. Thanks to you, peace has descended upon the island once more. For that you have my sincerest gratitude. While a few sacrifices may have been made along the way, we must content ourselves with the fact that they were within permissible limits. Now, while our story does end here, if its conclusion does not sit quite right with you, you may wish to explore possibilities that would result in different outcomes. On the other hand, I can simply tell you what the missing pieces are, if you prefer. Yeah, well, give me a hint. Very well, then listen closely. What you need to do is procure a piece of mermaid flesh that still maintains its ability to grant immortality. To that end, you will need to ensure that Sato Shiranami has the Tami Tobacco in her possession. Ah, but I see you already have that Tami Tobacco in your possession. With the Tami Tobacco in hand, all that remains, of course, is to encounter a mermaid. How else could you hope to obtain some mermaid flesh? You yourself have encountered a mermaid before. Scour your memories well. Your past memory of a mermaid must be somewhere among them. Why not begin your search there, and see what there is to be found? That is all I have to share with you at present. I shall take my leave of you now, until next we meet. Yeah, living for that long, it's hard to imagine. Like, if you're starting to live now and lived 800 years, it'd be a much different story than if you lived 800 years ago and this was your last year, right? Or, I mean, it's a very different world. Oh well, why don't we stop it there? This is meowmurai. You've been watching Paranormasight, The Mermaid's Curse, running on Nintendo Switch 2. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.